I decided to stop dating, and it's been the best decision of my life. I'm a single mother of 2 kids, so I really don't have a lot of free time anyways. I would rather waste it on myself than with a man. It's peaceful as fuck.
Welcome to the wall. Every day, there are more leftover women. Feminism has achieved its greatest success, turning many women into deeply dissatisfied people. We'll see that in this video, with women who go so far as to call something as basic as being wife material oppression, and who describe any feminine role as if it were slavery to men. Let's begin.
One thing that I'm not letting a man have is his way with me. There are 2 things that you need in this life as a woman, and that is high standards and strong boundaries. If you do not have them, you need to figure out how to get them immediately, like your life depends on it, because it absolutely does. 95% of these men that you meet will be absolute losers. It is your responsibility as a woman to not give your body to them. Your coochie is very absorbent. Do not put it past your own body to absorb whatever the fuck this man that you're dealing with has going on. And for the women that want to argue that they have needs, then have those needs and shut the fuck up. This is not for you guys. This is for the women that want to elevate and understand that it is a lot longer process to get to where you want to go when you're laying down with a loser that does not deserve you. Now back to the women that know what they have to offer and know what they deserve. Do not let a man try to negotiate your standards. Men are always going to try to negotiate. It's your responsibility to not let a man talk you out of your panties because you are lonely. You are going to be lonely, right? And when I say that, I mean that you are not going to come across a bunch of great men that you're going to have all this great connection with. It's just not going to happen. You're going to have to be okay with your solitude. Your best bet is to get some money, get a hobby, hang out with friends and family. Say no to crumbs and bums, okay? I love you guys. Bye!
If he says he's not a walking ATM, you're not a walking sex doll. Some men will say that women are just taking advantage of them. Well, some women do take advantage of men. Some men do take advantage of women. But that doesn't mean that wanting provision is taking advantage. Otherwise, wanting a beautiful woman and wanting to be intimate with her would also be taking advantage. Some people are simply not a match, and that's okay. And a side note for all the men, if you do not have the resources, just stop dating. Now, if you want to know how to spot a real provider man and how to truly make him invest in you, download my ebook, The Queen Treatment, link in my bio.
When a man tells you that he thinks you're wifey material, what he's telling you is that he sees in you a good servant.
Right. Sadly, though, there are some women out there that genuinely believe this, and that would be because they have encountered that small minority of men that unfortunately do want their wives to be nothing more than servants. But even more unfortunately, those women that actually believe this seem to lack the critical thinking skills to understand that not all men are the same.
When he says he sees wifey material, you need to hear that he sees you're easy to exploit.
What's really sad is there seems to be an ever-increasing number of women that will try to find any way to try to make themselves out to be a victim.
The man who sees you as wifey material is planning for you to have a nice long life of cleaning his dishes, washing his socks, and getting on your knees whenever he wants you to.
Some really do try, don't they?
As I recently heard a man say online, you may not be feeling so well, but your mouth still works. That's how they see us. That's what wifey material is. Wifey material is an insult.
Take a lesson. That is how prejudice starts. Someone takes one thing that apparently a rather uneducated individual said and applies it to an entire population. That's exactly how that happens.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Calling wife material an insult says more about the mental state of the woman saying it than about the men being criticized. Modern feminism has achieved something dangerous, convincing some women that mutual care is slavery and that commitment is oppression. And in that process, the greatest contempt isn't directed at men, but at married women who live well and are valued. The most contradictory part is this. They talk about high standards, about providers, about not dating losers, yet none of them mention what they offer in return. They don't talk about caring, supporting, or building anything. It's all about demanding. If a woman isn't willing to serve, to stand by a man, to sacrifice at some level, why does she expect a man to do everything for her? What is she really bringing to the table? Feminism is a poison that damages the mind. Let's continue.
I was dating a man earlier this year, and what he taught me was that men who are not willing to risk their ego and put themselves out there to ask you out are insecure men, and that is going to show up in a lot of negative toxic behaviors later in your relationship. And he had told me that I was the first woman that he ever had to pursue because he was very good looking. Whether that was true or not is neither here nor there. But he doesn't like to pursue other women, and I didn't realize that was a red flag at the time, but I saw it come out because I'm very secure in who I am, my flaws, my strengths, all of it. Like, it's me, and I'm very comfortable. And I noticed that he would try to poke at different potential insecurities I might have that other women would have, and I wouldn't be defensive. I'd just be like, yeah, no, I like, this is just me, you know, and I love me, and, you know, we're all human. And because I wouldn't react to him trying to provoke my insecurities, it made him feel very insecure. So then he would try to make little digs and comments about me to bring my self-esteem down. And so it just, initially he was very sweet and complimentary because he wanted me to like him. But as we got more comfortable with each other over time, his true colors showed, where it was clear he was not comfortable being with a secure, confident woman. It made him feel insecure. So long story short, TLDR, if a man is not willing to risk his ego to pursue you and potentially get rejected, he's actually very insecure, and you're not going to have a good relationship long term.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up!
The question of the day, of the month, of the year, where do we find a good man? You will kiss a lot of frogs. You will kiss a lot of frogs. So how do we know that somebody's a frog? The video that I posted that caused this very important question to be asked is me saying, girls, we need to stop dating men that don't like us. Basically saying, like, stop dating a man who acts like he absolutely fucking hates you. That is, like, first and foremost. It's not working, right? We are asking men to like us. We are asking men to care about our hobbies. We're asking men to give a shit about our day. We are wondering why he's not setting up a date. These are all the things that show and prove that somebody's not into you. Obviously, it's easier said than done to, like, find somebody who checks all the boxes. But a very important box I think a lot of us are ignoring is the natural box of a person just showing up because they want to and doing all the things that you want them to do without you having to ask. I think it's insane how often women are dating men that are just, like, not showing up for them, and they are almost having to, like, beg them to. And then they're wondering, like, why am I not happy? Why is this not moving to the next phase? Babe, he's been acting like he doesn't like you this entire time. Like, the signs have been there. The signs have been, and we're ignoring them because he checks a lot of other boxes. The main box he's not checking is that he doesn't want to do anything. He doesn't want to show up for you. He doesn't want to talk about you to his friends. He doesn't want to introduce you to his family. These are all the things that you're just like, wait, he's kind of caring because I made this birthday plan and he came. Is he doing the thing because you're asking him to do the thing? Or is he doing the thing? Your person is going to make it very clear that they want to be with you. He's going to be like, yeah, so we're only a couple weeks in, we're only a couple months in, but we need to be exclusive, right? You need to be my girlfriend because I can't imagine myself not making you my partner. The gray area of dating is really how you know that this is not it. So honestly, I don't really feel like it matters if you find somebody in your DMs or at the library. It matters that the person sees you. Oh, but he really likes me, but I don't know because he's kind of hung up on his ex and he's kind of like, that's not your person. Oh, you know, he's really kind, but the only thing is, like, he doesn't really care that much about the stuff that I care about. That's not your person. Your person is going to be easy. It's going to feel effortless. That's just going to be it. When someone asks me, where do you find them, right? Where do you find a good man? I think in talking to God about exactly what you want. These are the qualities that I want in a man. Speaking it out loud, saying no to the things that you realize are not for you, speaking up for yourself and saying, you know, you're not actually showing up for me. You're not treating me right. You're acting like you care, but I feel really questioned about all these other things. It's your story. If you're not happy with the situationship that you're in and you want it to become a relationship, but he doesn't, that's not your person. That's not your person because your person is not going to do that. Just going to show up for you the right way. That's why there are happy couples in the world. That's why I am happy because my boyfriend is just doing the right thing. He loves me and he's showing it. And I feel like we just need to stop making excuses for subpar mid-ass situations and really just lock into what we deserve and what we want. Write it down. Do not settle until you believe that that person is right there in front of you. You will know it. You will feel it. It'll be right in your heart. And you'll be like, oh my goodness, This is that feeling that Mariah was talking about. This is that feeling. You'll know it.
Stop entertaining men who play games with you, who are not direct, who are not clear in their leadership, who don't know what they want from their life. If they don't know what they want from their life, let alone if they know what they want from you. So don't go after men who are purposeless. Don't go after men who are not building their life and creating their life and is driven by purpose and leadership. Don't go after men who are not clear about what they want in their life, in their vision, in what they want from their life. Like, don't go after that, because that is kryptonite for your feminine energy. Go with men who have clarity, conviction, leadership, and the confidence.
She's right about the frog. These days, men have to date a lot of frogs, and the worst kind are the ones from the streets. Because no matter how many times you kiss that frog, it's not turning into a princess. The truth is, there aren't many women who are wife material. What all these women have in common isn't bad luck. It's the inability to focus on one person. They never build anything. They just evaluate, compare, and complain. At the first sign of discomfort, they leave. You don't build any kind of bond that way. A woman who's dissatisfied with everything never ends up in a stable relationship, because no man wants to stay where everything he does is never enough. That's why it's not that there are no men. It's that every time one shows up, they push him away themselves.
Women.
I just wanted to come on here and remind you guys that you do not need to give every man a chance. I think that there is some weird pressure that women face, especially from friends, peers, family, where they're like, oh my God, he's nice, he's great, just give him a chance, go on a date with him. I've experienced this, my friends have experienced this. Just because a guy is nice and everyone wants you to go on a date with him and give him a chance does not mean that you need to. Think about it this way. Do we ever hear people say that to guys? No. No one is like, oh my God, but she's really nice, you should give her a chance. If he doesn't like her, he doesn't think she's pretty, he's gonna not respond to the DM. You know what I'm saying? So as women, you do not need to respond to the DM. You do not need to say yes to a date. You do not need to go out or be with a guy that you don't initially want to be with. You don't need to be convinced. You don't need to feel guilty for that. That's your own decision. Oh my God, there's a train. I think overall the idea that women are responsible for the male loneliness epidemic and they're picky and they're mean to men, do not fall for that bullshit, okay? The male loneliness epidemic exists because men don't know how to be good friends to each other. They don't know how to form real bonds and have empathy. It's not because women are too picky and are being mean to them. At the end of the day, remember that it's your choice to be with who you want. Your husband is the only family member that you get to choose in your life. So don't feel pressure to choose someone who you don't know that you fully want.
Women want the bears, and we want you to subscribe and help us hit 1,000 likes on this video. Don't forget to leave your opinion in the comments. It's important to us. All right then, let's get back to the video.
On today's episode of Decentering Men, the extraordinary man is the average woman. And you've probably seen this online already, but what this is referring to is the things we attribute to a great man. He has a good job. He has a stylish house and wardrobe, takes care of himself. He's healthy, basic hygiene. He has good communication skills. He's empathetic. All of these things are things that women do every single day and go completely unnoticed because we don't give credit to women the same way that we give it to men. We look at these traits in men, we're like, oh my God, he's the best. You're never gonna guess who I met. He's amazing, blah, blah, blah. And I think actually what that is they are mirroring back to us what we already do. We are impressed by ourselves, but we are bred to never give ourselves any credit for anything that we do. The second we see that in somebody else, man or woman, we're like, yes, you're crushing it. I love to see it. You are incredible. Keep going. We love to support them, but we just struggle to support ourselves. And it's a different conversation. But something that I have been going through lately is it's very hard for me to feel impressed by a man. And I'm aware that makes me sound like a man hater. And unfortunately for me, I want to love men. I have been around few great men and I adore them. I am just like, I'm so glad you're here on planet Earth right now with me. I'm so glad I get to share air with you. Unfortunately, I'm just not seeing a lot of men like that. And I'll also say a lot of those great men are married. And for me, my first thought is, would you be great without the wife? And genuinely, I don't know the answer to that question. I don't think anybody knows the answer to that question. But I think that a lot of character development that we see in these great men is because of the women in their life, whether that's their mother, sister, best friend, coworker, wife, whoever. I think that there's a woman plays a role in that. That's my opinion, right? But when it comes to feeling impressed by men, I really want to, but I just don't feel impressed. It's not impressive to get a girl shitty roses that were $4.99 at Walgreens because you fucked up. It's not impressive. What is impressive when it comes to getting somebody flowers is going to the farmer's market, talking to the farmer or whoever is there about where they got the flowers. You can explain that to your person. Also curating a beautiful color scheme, bringing them home, taking them out of the paper, out of the plastic, pulling the leaves off the stems, getting them into the vase and presenting them like, I got you these flowers, and doing that weekly. That's impressive. Truly, that's impressive. It shows care. It shows thoughtfulness. It shows commitment. I'm impressed by that. Do you know why I'm impressed by that? I do that every single week, no matter what, for myself. So again, it's this mirroring opportunity of like, well, I'm not impressed by you because you don't do the things that I do for myself. It brings back the question, what do you bring to the table? And I think that in dating right now, that's what both sides are really struggling with. What do we bring to the table?
You want to know the real reason why men pull away right when things start getting serious? It's not what you think.
Yeah.
And honestly, most guys won't admit this to you.
Yeah.
Look, everybody thinks guys are afraid of commitment. That's surface level. The truth goes way deeper than that. Let me break down the 3 real reasons men ghost when feelings get real. Reason number 1, and this is big, fear of losing himself. When things get serious, he starts thinking he's got to give up his freedom, his boys, his hobbies, everything that makes him him. Right. See, bro, in his head, he's picturing this cage. He thinks serious means he can't be who he was before. Right. So instead of talking about it, he just runs. Classic self-sabotage, man. Reason number 2, he's scared he's not enough for you. Yeah, I said it. Men have insecurities too. He's thinking, what if I can't give her what she needs long term? So what does he do? He pulls back before you can reject him first. Right. It's a defense mechanism. He'd rather hurt you now than risk getting destroyed later. Messed up, but it's real. And reason number 3, the one nobody talks about, past trauma. Maybe his ex destroyed him. Maybe his parents had a toxic relationship. That stuff leaves scars, bro. Deep ones. Yeah. Here's the thing though. If he really wants you, he'll work through it. Communication is everything. Yeah. But you can't fix a man who won't help himself. Remember that. Know your worth.
Brother, women aren't being underappreciated. These days they get praised just for breathing. The truth is, any man who puts himself first, a man who's disciplined, takes care of himself, improves his finances, develops social skills, and has a strong identity, doesn't need external validation. His confidence makes him naturally attractive. But precisely for that reason, that kind of man doesn't go for just any woman. Just look at the pattern with all these women and tell me, would they make a man better? A woman is meant to be a man's suitable helper. Have you seen any of these women lift a man up? Do you think a high-value man would be better off with any of them? That's why instead of attacking the men who did the work, they should be looking at the women those men choose and asking themselves what those women are doing differently. That's why there are more and more leftover women every day.
All right, this is going to piss some of you off, but maybe y'all need to be a little bit angrier, actually. I need you to stop seeing men as these good, misunderstood, naive, constantly trying creatures. I hear so many women talk about, like, if only he just understood. He just doesn't get it, but if I can get him to get it, then everything will be better. But let me ask you this. Is a man who can't learn actually trying? Has he been fired from jobs before for being unable to meet the demands of the job? Because if he actually cannot understand what he's done wrong or how he hurts other people or his impact on other human beings, that would make him incredibly dumb. And if he really is that good and kind-hearted and willing to learn, but somehow completely unable to do so after you've sat him down for long conversation after long conversation after long conversation, my question to you becomes, why do you want to be with a man like that? Because being with a partner like that would be a handicap for your entire life. Because if we can all be honest to ourselves, that's actually all just complete bullshit. And the reason I talk about radical responsibility so often is that men know this. They're perfectly aware. Every moment in your life is a choice. At every moment, you are presented with a choice. Do I stay in bed? Do I get out of bed? Do I snap at this person who just said hi to me, or do I say hi back? Do I punch the person in the face who just gave me the coffee, or do I give him money? We go through life thinking that these things are not choices, but they are absolutely choices. And the thing about that is that means that every time you explain something to him and he goes, oh yeah, that does make sense. It's just difficult for me. He's making a choice to do whatever he can to continue treating you that way, instead of improving himself in any way to be a better partner for you. It's so important to understand that men can and should be held accountable for their actions, because once you understand that, you can see his actions clearly and make your decisions based off of that. But as long as you keep seeing him as some, like, misunderstood good guy who just keeps trying so hard and can't get it right, you're gonna remain stuck.
When I hear women talk like this, the same question always comes up. Who was this woman actually with? Because she's not speaking from relationship experience. She's speaking from bottled-up frustration and imagined scenarios. Reality isn't complicated. When a man wants a woman, it shows. He takes care of her, he pursues her, and he stays. When he doesn't, there's no need to overanalyze it. He's just not interested. It's not poor communication. It's not hidden trauma. It's not that he didn't get it. He's just not into you. Simple as that. And here's the clearest sign: despising the idea of being a wife. A woman who sees commitment as an insult is out of touch with reality. That doesn't come from deep negative experiences. It comes from never having built anything real. The result is always the same: non-existent relationships, shallow connections, and a hateful narrative to justify it all. Feminism brainwashed her. That's why the wall is waiting for her, because the wall doesn't forgive. We've reached the end of the video, but before we go, the questions are for you. What does a woman bring to a relationship when she demands everything but refuses to care, support, or build with a man? If being wife material is an insult, then what kind of relationship is that woman really looking for? If you enjoyed the video, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell. Your support means a lot to us and keeps us motivated to keep creating more content. Stay tuned for the next video from the wall.